或者 regarding the Wormhole Model, 或者 the framework for CMMI software assessment, 或者 this serves as a versatile model, 或者 applicable to both IP service and project management, 或者 information security, 或者 involves practices, 或者 organizational software development, 或者 many other areas, 或者 as for examinations, 或者 the likelihood of it appearing, 或者 is extremely rare, 或者 essence, 或者 it's important to understand this model well, 或者 this model can be applied, 或者 across all industries and domains, 或者 looking at the Wormhole Model, 或者 within our CISA framework, 或者 why do we need this model, 或者 we need to measure IT service processes, 或者 and organizational resources continuously, 或者 that's the main purpose of the Wormhole Model, 或者 there are various models out there, 或者 CMI being one example, 或者 take the IDR framework for instance, 或者 within the CISA system however, 或者 keep in mind that CMMI is a universal standard, 或者 speaking of CMMI, 或者 ISACA acquired it several years back, 或者 it's still an ISACA product today, 或者 the Wormhole Model consists of 5 levels, 或者 these levels progress from lowest to highest, 或者 let me show you a diagram, 或者 level 0 represents a complete absence of implementation, 或者 moving on to level 1, 或者 this section describes what we call, 或者 let's start with these 5 points. 或者 as discussed, measurement is the core concept here, 或者 it measures organizational processes, 或者 and resource efficiency, 或者 the first maturity stage is the initial level. 或者 we'll skip level 0 for now, 或者 level 0 indicates absence of formal processes, 或者 regarding the initial level, 或者 it's sometimes referred to as, also known as, 或者 the ad-hoc process level, 或者 moving forward, 或者 looking at these processes, 或者 they basically get the job done, 或者 but lack clear structure, 或者 level 2, 或者 we have what we call, 或者 the repeatable level, 或者 so what makes it repeatable? Well, 或者 when we run processes, 或者 here's an example, 或者 you get the same results each time you run it, 或者 that's what makes it repeatable, 或者 but what's the key dependency at the repeatable level, 或者 depends on individual expertise, 或者 if a different person runs the same process, 或者 the results can vary significantly, 或者 that's why we call it the repeatable level, 或者 this is why levels 1 and 2 rarely meet our management objectives, 或者 we generally advise against using these 2 levels, 或者 when performing, 或者 maturity assessments, 或者 here's something important, 或者 while maturity levels range from 1 to 5, 或者 nobody ever conducts level 1 assessments, 或者 nobody ever goes for a level 2 assessment, 或者 levels 1 and 2 simply don't meet management needs, 或者 the real world, 或者 when a company says, 或者 you know, 或者 we've achieved CMMI certification, 或者 you want to check, 或者 their level, it's usually level 3 or higher, 或者 level 3 is 或者 the minimum acceptable level, 或者 keep this in mind, 或者 level 3 is what we call the defined level, 或者 what does the defined level mean, 或者 IT the organizational level, 或者 take software development for instance, 或者 we have established processes for, 或者 IT service management activities, 或者 all required processes are implemented, 或者 this is known as 或者 the defined level where processes are standardized, 或者 covering inputs, activities and outputs, 或者 with all necessary components in place, 或者 right, 或者 that's the defined level in essence, 或者 but does being at the defined level really mean we're doing a good job, 或者 there's a common saying in our field, 或者 you know what I mean, 或者 having rules is one thing, 或者 following them is another, 或者 so what's the point here, 或者 sometimes rules exist but aren't properly implemented, 或者 or they're simply not followed at all, 或者 that's why at level 4, 或者 we need to measure how well rules are actually followed， 或者 hence the name quantitatively managed level， 或者 quantitative management in action， 或者 we quantify the performance metrics， 或者 this will come up in the exam， 或者 quantitative management， 或者 as I mentioned earlier about the maturity assessment process， 或者 what's the core concept here， 或者 we need to quantify performance metrics， 或者 and measure process efficiency， right？ 或者 that's why level 4 is called quantitative management， 或者 it specifically focuses on process performance metrics， 或者 while level 3 provides various defined processes， 或者 these definitions in actual practice， 或者 how does it work in real practice， 或者 that's why we need performance metrics and KPIs for quantitative management， 或者 the fifth level is known as the optimizing level， 或者 simply the optimization level， right？ 或者 you'll see this on the exam， 或者 at its core the optimizing level is about continuous improvement， 或者 it's all about constant improvement， 或者 keep improving。 Move on. Alternatively, 或者 when it comes to CMMI assessment， 或者 there's another way to describe it， 或者 which maturity level focuses on business objectives， 或者 and drives improvements through business goals， 或者 business-driven objectives， 或者 guide improvement process， 或者 so which level would that be， 或者 it's clearly level 5， 或者 optimizing level， 或者 the optimizing level ensures IT continuously serves business needs， 或者 through sustained process improvement， 或者 what's the real purpose of continuous improvement， 或者 remember IT exists to support business needs， 或者 that's why the CISA exam can be particularly challenging， 或者 it builds on basic concepts and expands them further， 或者 by connecting them with other areas of expertise， 或者 so when you're taking the exam， 或者 keep in mind， 或者 or when practicing problems， 或者 analyzing cases， 或者 you need to be really careful about this